In this video, I'm going to show you on Google Sheets how to do conditional formatting. Maybe you want to make a prompt for your students to write their name and for their partner's name. So you would go ahead and you would type those in. Then what you want to do is you want to give your students an idea of where they're supposed to put their name. Otherwise, do I put it here? Do I put my name up here? Do I put it below? So you kind of want to give your students an idea of where you want it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two squares and I'm going to merge them right there. I'm going to take these two squares and I'm going to merge those ones as well. What I also do for my students then is every time there's a blank spot, because it can kind of get lost with all of the white, is I go ahead and I highlight it with a yellow. And now they know to go ahead and put their names there. So in this case, maybe a student writes their name and their partner's name, and nothing's changed. So it still tells my students that this is yellow. What I like to do is I like to have it turn green, so it says, hey, you know what, you answered that question. It doesn't tell my students if they got it right or if they got it wrong, but it at least tells them the yellows have turned green. You now have an answer for every question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do that. You might start with your cell and you would make it go green, because that's what color I ultimately want it to be when they've answered it. But we can do a little trick by right-clicking on that cell, and we can go down to conditional formatting right here. And then you're going to click that, and you can see that it already applies to the range that I want, B5, which is B right here, down 5. And I can go ahead and format that cell, so I can have it be, do this if it's not empty, do it as if this is empty, if the text contains this. So there's a lot of options that we can kind of play with here, and you should explore them. But right now I'm just going to show you if the cell is empty, what I want it to do is I want it to be yellow. And I hit done, and now I have a conditional format rule for this cell of B5. So right now it's empty, so it's yellow. And if they go ahead and they type in their name, it's going to go ahead and change that color to green now that there's filled in. They could fill in anything they want, right? They could just kind of do just garbage letters, and that would still work. So it doesn't tell them, hey, you got this right. It just says you have filled it out. But it's just my way of kind of communicating that with them. You can do some other things with it, with where if we take this and we can add another rule, and we could say if the text contains. So you could say if the text contains Vader, we want the text then to turn red. Done. So right now it says Luke. If we take that away, it's yellow. If they type their name and it says Darth Vader, it's going to turn red. So you can kind of have fun with that and see how that will work with you and your curriculum. That is going to be basic conditional formatting in Google Sheets.